Jabari, the proud lion and undisputed king of this vast savannah, lies trapped, his powerful leg caught cruelly in a hunter's snare, a cold steel loop biting deep into his flesh. The mighty roar that once echoed through these lands has turned into a desperate, muffled cry. Every struggle tightens the merciless grip, sending sharp, searing pain through his muscles. His golden mane, once regal and proud, is matted with dirt and dried blood. Alone, isolated, his eyes, once fierce and commanding, now plead silently for mercy. Around him, the world moves on, unaware. Predators prowl nearby, sensing weakness. The scorching sun sets, casting long shadows, but Jabari's torment does not end. This is the story of a king caught in a nightmare, a battle not for territory or honor, but for survival itself. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, Jabari's roars echoed weakly across the vast savannah. Once the mighty ruler, whose voice commanded respect and fear, now his cries seemed like whispers lost in the wind. The pain in his trapped leg had become unbearable, each movement sending sharp waves of agony rippling through his body. The fierce determination that had carried him through countless battles was slowly fading, replaced by a deep loneliness that gnawed at his spirit. Jabari's eyes, usually blazing with the fire of a king, now shimmered with desperation. He looked around, hoping for a sign, any sign, that help might come. But all he saw was the endless stretch of golden grass, the shadows of trees swaying silently, and the distant silhouettes of vultures circling above. The night crept in, bringing with it a chilling silence. The creatures of the night began to stir, their eyes glowing in the dark. Jabari lay motionless, too weak to fight or flee. His heartbeat slowed, his breath shallow. Yet in this darkest hour, somewhere deep inside, a spark of hope flickered. Though trapped and suffering, the king was not ready to surrender. He held on, waiting for a miracle, the arrival of a savior. Just as the stars began to blanket the night sky, a faint but steady light pierced through the darkness. The headlights of a rescue vehicle approaching the remote savannah. The sound of tires crunching over dry earth brought a spark of life to the silent wilderness. Among the team was Malik, a seasoned wildlife rescuer known for his unwavering dedication and compassion. Years of saving animals in peril had forged a bond between him and the creatures he fought to protect. When Malik's eyes caught sight of the trapped lion, his breath caught in his throat. Jabari's majestic figure, weakened and trapped, was a stark reminder of the fragility of life in the wild. Slowly, carefully, Malik and his team approached. The lion's eyes flickered with a mix of fear and hope as he recognized the presence of help. Though pain still etched every line of his face, Jabari remained calm, sensing the kindness in Malik's movements. The rescuers worked with gentle hands, speaking softly as they inspected the cruel trap that held the lion captive. The cold steel loop had cut deeply into Jabari's flesh, but Malik's experience told him that with care and time, the wounds could heal. For the first time in days, Jabari felt the warmth of compassion, a beacon of hope amid his darkness. It was the beginning of a journey, not just of survival, but of an extraordinary bond between king and savior. The night was thick with tension as Malik and his team prepared for the delicate task ahead. The snare had tightened dangerously around Jabari's leg, and any sudden movement could cause severe injury or provoke the lion's defensive rage. With steady hands and hearts pounding, the rescuers worked quietly under the glow of flashlights. Malik's voice was calm but urgent, giving precise instructions to his team. Every second counted. The lion's pain was growing, and nearby predators could sense vulnerability. Jabari lay still, muscles tense, eyes fixed on Malik as if trusting him despite the fear coursing through his body. The lion's breath came in shallow gasps, but the sight of gentle hands working to free him brought a flicker of relief. Minutes felt like hours as the team painstakingly cut through the unforgiving steel. Sparks flew softly, mingling with whispered prayers for success. Malik's mind raced through years of experience. Every rescue was different, every second a test of courage and skill. Finally, with a sharp click, the snare's hold loosened. Malik reached out, carefully supporting Jabari's wounded leg as the lion slowly flexed it, wincing but free at last. The roar that followed was not one of pain, but of triumph, a powerful sound that echoed through the night. Though exhausted, Jabari's spirit soared. The king was free, thanks to the bravery and love of his saviors. The night was thick with tension as Malik and his team prepared for the delicate task ahead. The snare had tightened dangerously around Jabari's leg, and any sudden movement could cause severe injury or provoke. With Jabari now free from the cruel snare, the journey to healing began. Malik and his team transported the lion to a safe sanctuary nestled deep within the heart of the wilderness, where he could rest and recover away from the dangers of the wild. Days turned into weeks as Malik tended to Jabari's wounds with patient care. The deep cuts from the snare were painful, but the lion's spirit was stronger than ever. With every feeding, every gentle touch, the bond between the two grew deeper. Jabari, once wary of humans, began to trust Malik's presence. He would follow his savior's footsteps, watching with bright eyes as Malik prepared food or cleaned his injuries. The trust was fragile but undeniable, a silent understanding between king and caretaker. In the quiet moments, Malik would sit near Jabari, speaking softly, sharing stories of the wild and the hope for a better future. For the lion, the sanctuary was not just a place to heal his body, but a refuge for his wounded heart. Their connection was a testament to the power of compassion, how a single act of kindness could change the course of a life, even one as fierce and proud as Jabari's. As days passed in the quiet sanctuary, the bond between Jabari and Malik grew beyond mere trust. It became a silent friendship that needed no words. The lion's fierce spirit softened, revealing a gentle soul that mirrored Malik's own kindness. Jabari would often rest his massive head on Malik's lap, eyes half closed in contentment. Malik, in turn, found peace in these moments, feeling the powerful presence of a creature who had once ruled the wild, but now found solace in human care. Though they came from different worlds, man and beast, their connection transcended language. In the stillness, they communicated through simple gestures, a touch, a look, a shared breath. Visitors to the sanctuary often marveled at their unusual friendship, a testament to the power of empathy and the healing strength found in connection. For Malik, Jabari was no longer just a lion in need of rescue. He was a companion, a symbol of hope, and a reminder of why his work mattered so deeply. But life's gentle rhythm was soon disrupted by an unexpected and cruel twist. Malik, the steadfast savior who had given Jabari a second chance, began to show signs of illness. At first, it was subtle, fatigue that lingered longer, a cough that wouldn't fade. Malik brushed it off, determined to focus on Jabari's recovery, unwilling to admit that he too was fighting a battle of his own. Yet the sanctuary's calm was pierced by worry. Malik's steps grew slower, his once bright eyes dimmed with pain, and the warmth that had filled their shared moments began to fade. Jabari sensed the change. The lion's keen instincts recognized the shadow over his savior's spirit. He no longer received the gentle touch as often, but his watchful eyes never left Malik's weakened form. In the silence of the sanctuary, a heavy sadness settled, the unspoken fear that the bond they had built might soon be tested in the most heartbreaking way. Jabari's world seemed to shift with each passing day. The familiar warmth of Malik's presence grew faint, replaced by moments of absence and silence. The lion's sharp eyes followed every movement, searching for the savior who once brought light to his darkest hours. Unable to understand the illness that plagued Malik, Jabari responded the only way he knew, with quiet suffering. His powerful frame seemed smaller, his roars softer, as if mourning alongside the man who had become his closest friend. In the stillness of the sanctuary, Jabari would rest beside Malik's bed, his large head resting gently on the frail body, offering silent comfort. There was a deep, unspoken communication, a farewell spoken without words. The bond that had grown through pain and healing now stood at the precipice of loss. The lion's eyes held a sadness so profound it could break even the strongest heart. Though he could not speak, Jabari's final moments with Malik were filled with a love and loyalty that transcended the boundaries between human and beast. The sun dipped low, casting a warm, golden glow over the sanctuary as the final moments drew near. Malik lay frail and quiet, his breath shallow but steady, surrounded by the stillness of the place he loved. Jabari, sensing the weight of the moment, approached slowly. His massive paws made gentle thuds on the soft earth, each step measured and filled with reverence. The king of the savannah now seemed humbled, his usual pride softened by the impending farewell. With a tenderness that surprised even the rescuers, Jabari rested his heavy head on Malik's chest, feeling the faint but steady heartbeat beneath his mane. The lion's eyes, filled with deep sorrow and gratitude, locked with Malik's fading gaze. In this silent embrace, no words were spoken, only a profound understanding. It was a goodbye that transcended species, a final gift of love and loyalty. As Malik's hand stroked Jabari's mane one last time, tears streamed silently down the faces of those witnessing this rare, poignant moment. The bond they shared was a testament to the extraordinary connection that can exist between man and wild. When Malik's breath finally stilled, Jabari remained by his side, a sentinel mourning the loss of his savior and friend. The sanctuary grew quieter in the days following Malik's passing. Jabari roamed the familiar grounds, but the vibrant spark he once carried seemed dimmed by absence. Yet within that silence, the echo of their bond lingered, a silent tribute to the love and trust they had shared. Jabari's strength began to return, fueled not just by healing flesh, but by the memory of his Savior's care. He walked with a quiet dignity, carrying the weight of loss in his gaze, yet moving forward with the resilience of a king who had faced great trials. Visitors who came to the sanctuary could see it in his eyes, a depth of emotion that spoke of friendship, gratitude, and a story that would never be forgotten. Jabari's life after loss became a living testament to the power of compassion, reminding all who witnessed it that true bonds transcend the barriers of species and time. Jabari and Malik's story is more than just a tale of rescue and loss. It is a powerful reminder of the extraordinary bonds that can form between humans and the wild creatures they protect. Their journey teaches us that compassion knows no boundaries, that kindness can heal wounds deeper than those visible to the eye, and that love can bridge worlds. In a time when the natural world faces countless threats, their story calls on us to recognize the fragility and beauty of life around us. It urges us to act with empathy, to support those who dedicate their lives to saving endangered animals, and to remember that every creature, no matter how fierce or wild, deserves a chance. Through their shared journey, we learn that hope and humanity can flourish even in the harshest places, that sometimes the greatest strength lies in our ability to care. The legacy of Malik and Jabari lives on in the hearts of all who hear their story. Their bond, forged in adversity and love, inspires us to take action, to protect, preserve, and cherish the wild. You too can be part of this mission. Support wildlife rescue organizations, spread awareness, and advocate for the protection of endangered species. Every small effort counts. Whether it's donating, volunteering, or simply sharing stories like Jabari's, your compassion can make a difference. Let us honor Malik's dedication and Jabari's resilience by standing together for the creatures who cannot speak for themselves. Because in their survival, we find hope, and in our care, we find the promise of a future where every king of the wild can roam free once more.